व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वाणी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पथैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रवरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। इति गीता ध्यानम्. Now we do chapter 14. अथ चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः. श्रीकृष्ण परमात्मने नमः. श्रीभगवानुवाच. So we studied about the three gunas. Now the Srishti manifestation is made up of Chaitanyam and Maya. Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. Intelligent cause, material cause. These two things together make or manifest the Srishti. They are manifest as Srishti. Creation is not the right word. It is manifestation, because we have studied in the past how this manifestation happens. He says this is Maya. See, Maya doesn't mean illusion. Maya doesn't mean something magical. Maya simply means the closer you go to it, it recedes further or disappears. Means the cause hunting, logical cause hunting is difficult. That doesn't mean you have to suspend your logic and reasoning ability. A lot of people say, oh, it's all beyond logic. I don't want to go into all that mumbo jumbo. It has to be within logic. But at some point of time, to understand something, logic and reasoning don't work. Okay? Don't work. Let me give you an example. Whenever you come to my house, I talk about a cousin of mine, a cousin who lives abroad. Let's say his name is Chino. I talk about him. And every time you come, you hear about Chino is like this, Chino is like that, Chino is like that. And you're all eager to meet Chino. So one day what happens, I'm not at home. You come searching for me and somebody is at home. The person talks to you cheerfully and you're so, his personality simply enchants you. You are totally involved in his personality and you like him so much. And then I come home. I tell you, do you remember Chino I talked about? This is that person. Now tell me, did you use logic? Did you use reasoning? Did you use paroksha jnanam? Did you use pratyaksha jnanam? What did you use? You experienced something without knowing what it was. I come and tell you, hey, this is that. Etat vaitat, it says in Kathopanishad. This is indeed that. Etat vaitat. You are all the time experiencing yourself. You are experiencing your Atma alone, nothing else. Without knowing that it is the Atma that you are experiencing. And Vedanta Pramana comes and tells you, Etat Vaitat, that Atma that you are looking for, that limitless Ananda Swarupa, Satya Atma, Etat Vaitat, it is indeed this. This is the Atma that you are experiencing. But how are you experiencing this Atma? You are experiencing this Atma through the body-mind sense complex, the instrument of experience. And what happens? The color of the instrument colors the Atma. You are shining a light, okay? And there is a colored paper on the lens. What happens? You would have seen those old days in the 50, 60 years back, they used to do all these stage dances and things like that. We didn't have all these laser lights and things like that. What they used to do, there used to be a light. There's a white light. And there'll be one fellow who will have a series of color papers. Nine, 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 da 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 da. So when the person is doing Rudra Tandava, da, 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 he will change the colors. So what you are seeing is light. Light through the colored lens. And what do you see? Colors. So, Atma reflected through this body-mind sense complex appears in this form. Atma, you take this to be Atma. And what is the nature of the Atma? There are so many things. It becomes finite. The Atma becomes finite. In that finite thing, what do you see about yourself? What do you see about others? You see three important guna features. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. Sattva guna is refinement, intelligence, cheerfulness, radiance. You see it in all of us. No? You see in yourself also. You see it in others also. Sattva guna. You also see Rajo guna, restlessness, anger, disturbed, confused. Rajo guna. The same Atma seen through the lens of Rajoguna. So you say this man is a very aggressive fellow. As long as he is quiet, he is okay. Once provoked, he becomes a nasty fellow. See? You have seen me through Rajoguna lens. Then there is something called Tamoguna. What is it? Dull, apathetic, what do you call? Insouciance. Insouciance. Yeah, lovely word. Lovely word. Insouciance, apathetic, dull, lack of initiative, fatalism, sarcasm, cynicism. Tamoguna. Somebody has performed well in a match. And she says, thank to so and so God, I did. Perfect, okay. Now, how does Tamoguna work? 1 year back, this person's membership was cancelled from a club because she preached there. What is the connection, man? Cynicism, sarcasm, flawed thinking, kutarkam, kutarkam. And this fellow masquerades as spiritual fellows also. Let me share with you. It was a real life incident. It happened. I was a student in the initial days, long time ago. I forgot how long. मैंने भाल मैंने धूप में सफेद नहीं किए वेदांता पढ़ पढ़ कर सफेद हो गया. So I was studying, and that gentleman, very senior person, used to claim that he is a scholar. He was telling me, I was asking him, said, Maya mane kya hai? So he said, Maya means illusion. With what little English I knew, sir, illusion is something which doesn't exist, but I see it. Okay? Is it okay? He said, yes, it's okay. Now this wall is not an illusion. When I bump my head into it, I come up with a bump. How can you say it's Maya? He says, no, no. For an enlightened person only, this is Maya. For you and me, it is one. Then I told him, ठीक है sir, let's take an example of Shankaracharya. If Shankaracharya tried to hit his head on this wall, will he or will he not get a bump? I think Shankaracharya is an enlightened person. He should not get a bump. What is the answer he gives, How do you know Shankaracharya was an enlightened person? Kutarka. This is called Kutarka. Tamoguna. So all three are available here. Nobody is exclusively Sattva-guna. Nobody is exclusively Rajoguna. Nobody is exclusively Sattva-guna. It is a mixture. High proportion of Sattva-guna, a middle portion of Rajoguna, and a bottom portion of Tamasa-guna. That person's disposition was explained earlier. What was it? Jnanam. Okay? Sorry, what was it here? Sattvam Tamasi. It was explained to you. He was explained as Sarva Dwareshu Dehesmin Prakasha Upajayate. One who has a predominance of Sattva Guna, his knowledge, his refinement shines forth. Okay? It shines forth. Okay? It's not all the time. We are not supposed to sit on judgment. Supposed to say somebody you see as refined and something like that. It is a predominance of Sattva Guna. Now there is another person, or in the same person, there are times when you see, okay, Lobha, greed, aggression, okay, karmanam, ashamaha. Ashamaha means not much mind, application of mind. Spriha, obsession. They are indication of a predominance of Rajoguna. Okay? We can see it in ourselves. We may be very soft in speaking. We may not want to offend someone when we are speaking. But give me a place where I can write and upload. You can suddenly see a Rajoguna. Somebody pointed out, sir, in some of your postings, you're so harsh. You hit so hard. That was quite some time ago. I watered down all that. It was a good learning for me. That the Rajoguna dominates. It can dominate in all of us. How will Tamoguna dominate in the same person? It dominates in the form of aprakashaha, unintelligent, indulgent, deluded thinking. Okay, aprakashaha, apravritti, lack of initiative. What will happen if we do all this? You will all come back here only. Sir, we should do this, we should do this, we should do. We should start a cleanliness drive. If you have a colony and if you start cleanliness drive, there'll be one fellow who will say, at the end of the drive, one fellow will come and throw one garbage can there. One trash packet he will throw. What will you do? He is aprivittascha pramada. Pramada means, that's a beautiful word there. Insouciance. Not bothered. Indifferent. Okay. Moha, illusion. Okay. All these three are indications of the combination of various gunas. The teacher Shri Krishna took us this far. Let's see what he has to say further. Okay, yeah. Let's look at verse number 14. Yada sattve pravardhetu, yada sattve pravardhetu, pralayam yati dehabrit, pralayam yati dehabrit. Yada sattve pravardhetu pralayam yati dehabrit tadottamavidan lokan amalan pratipadhyate whole line tadottamam vidam lokan amalan pratipadhyate whole verse yada sattve pravardhetu pralayam yati dehabrit tadottamavidan lokan amalan pratipadhyate. Dehabrit. Dehabrit means one who is indweller in this deha. Okay. So this is deha. There is an indweller here. There is a reflection of the Atma here. That fellow is called Dehi. Okay. Dehi. Remember that word? Dehi nosmin yatha dehe. Asmin dehe. Here is there in everyone. The reflection that is here is what is reflected everywhere. Sun is one. The broken glasses are many. One sun is reflected in many bodies. In the same way, here he is talking about Deha Briti, this indweller, one who is residing in this Deha. It's called a Deha Brita. Acha. Pralayam Yati. Suppose everything came to an end. Suppose everything came to an end. Pralayam. Every day you go through a pralayam, don't you? Think. What happens when you go to sleep? Laya. Where is the doctor in you? Where is the singer in you? Where is the villain in you? Where is the asura in you? All gone, no? Dehabrite pralayam yati yada sattve pravriddhe. A sattva predominant person, when he goes into pralaya and wakes up. Okay, before waking up, let's say. That person uttamavidan lokan pratipadyate. If you are predominantly a if you are a sattva predominant person, and when you go to sleep, you will have sattva dreams. Your dreams will all be related to sattva. Okay? When you wake up, the same old disciplined fellow will wake up. That's what he is highlighting here at this level. Let's take it a little further. You know, this Srishti that you are seeing, there is a Satya Yuga, there is a Treta Yuga, there is a Dwapara Yuga, there is a Kali Yuga. All these four yugas together are called Chatur Yuga. It takes about 12,000 Divya Varsha. I'll tell you about this clock someday. 12,000 divine years. Okay? It is called one Chatur Yuga. So many Chatur Yugas make one Manvantara. Many Manvantaras make one Kalpa. That Kalpa is equal to 1 day of Brahma. Brahmaji, Chaturmukha Brahma. 1 day of Brahma. Again, one Kalpa is the night of Brahma. So what happens? During Brahma's wakeful hours, the entire Srishti project forth. It's a beautiful imagery, okay? Don't say me, have you asked Brahma, have you seen Brahma sleep or something? I am part of Brahma's dream. How can I watch him sleep? It's a beautiful imagery. When Brahma is awake, the Srishti comes awake. When Brahma goes to sleep, the Srishti goes to sleep. That is called Pralaya. Prakarshena Laya. Total resolution. It is not end, okay? Everything goes back to its seed form. Everything goes back to its seed form. And when it regerminates, the sattva will go to sattva, rajas will go to rajas, tamas will go to tamas. So whatever you have you heard? Karma ka phal, whatever karma you have sowed, that phalam you will get. If you are constantly, there was, I've been thinking of all these accidents and murders and what do you call, ghosts and ghoul stories and watching TV serials, in the night you will see all of them. It's a really it happened. A person who used to come regularly to my sessions, one day he said, "Sir, I want to talk to you." And I told him, "Tell me what it is." He told me very graphically. It scared me also quite some time. I was pretty scared to go back to his house again. He said, "At night, I heard a noise. Sarak, sarak, sarak." He must have been some horror movie where Ram says a filmmaker, perhaps. Sarak, sarak, sarak. I heard some sound. And I opened my eyes. There was somebody who had covered his face like this and was staring at me, sir. I got scared. What is the meaning? He said, "What meaning? I'm so terrified that I can't even express the meaning." I then, then I asked him a question. And then I asked him a question. Hey, what kind of programs you see? So he's from 7 to 8, he sees a movie, a TV serial, Bhuton Ki Dunya. Then from 8 to 9, he sees a serial which talks about murders and after murders, truth, prait, going about seeking revenge and things like that. Then after a short break, what do you see? He says, "I sing another movie, Tick, Tick, Tick." And all those music has, suddenly hand comes. All this he sees. Now what will you see in your dream? Krishna. Even if you see Krishna, Krishna will come and say, "This is what you will see." What you program is what you see. So, the Sattva programmer sees Sattva output. The Rajas programmer sees Rajas output. The Tama programmer sees Tama output. It is all in your hands. Krishna highlights, okay? Many highlights, no? Yada Sattve Pravarten Pralayam, he goes into Sattva. He will resolve into a Sattva seed, and when the Srishti comes back, he will come back into Sattva. And in case he goes into other lokas, other fields of experience, where will he go? He will go to Uttama Vidhan Lokan, higher orders of creation. Where will you see? हाँ, जहाँ कोई प्यास न हो, जहाँ कोई भूख न हो, प्यार ही प्यार हो. Have you heard of all these songs, You will go to such lokas. You will go to such lokas. Who will be there? Indra, Varuna, and all these people. All imagine. Don't ask me whether you have seen all of them. Amalan, your thoughts will be conflict free. Your experiences will be conflict free. Amalan pratipadyate. What does 50 say? 15 say, Rajasi pralayam gatva karma sangishu jayate tatha pralinastamasi mudhayonishu jayate. We have not given too much exposure to Rajas and Tamas because they are not desirable. Okay. See, once I gave I was invited to a school and there I was asked to talk about the influence of cinema on the minds of students and things like that. And I told him I said, I'm upset about certain type of movies. So there was a teacher who was arguing. She told me, sir, in all the movies that one is mentioned, let's say there are 18 reels. And all the reels, they show that the villain is at the end of the day beaten and taken to jail and the hero gets the prize. So where is the problem, sir? I said in these 18 reels, how many reels do they show the hero getting beaten and the villain getting beaten? In 17 and a half reels, it's the hero who suffers. And that by the time he starts enjoying life, Shubham, it's all end. I said, what impression will remain in your mind? Action or inaction? Goodness. Will that remain? So in the same way, what to expose more? Here Krishna has said there's no need to export so much of Rajaguna and Tapoguna here. He's just giving it in one line. He says, Rajasi Pralayam Gatva, if you go to Laya in a Rajasi predominant state, what will happen? Karma Sangishu Jayate. You will attach yourself to karma sangha, action orientation. I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. And you will complain, I am restless. And restlessness will happen before satsang. Because your mind is attached to rajas. Your input is rajas. What is rajas? Action orientation. Your mind will go into action orientation. Your mind will go to lobha. Your mind will go to greed. Lobha is greed. Your mind will go to matsarya. Other man doing well, you don't like it. Your own brother doing well, you can't stand it. The simple story of Mahabharata is that your own cousins are doing well. This fellow's matsarya, irsha is so strong that he wants to burn them down. So much is the hatred for the person. So karma sangeshu jayate. Tatha pralina tamasi. The predominantly dull person, when he goes to pralina means that laya. Okay, leena. So what will happen? Sleep for a very long time. I am not able to get up in spite of alarms. Sometimes I envy such people. All over countryside I can hear their alarm, but they can't hear. Blessed people. Tamas is a blessing that way. So, Pralina, Tamasi, what happens to them? Moodha Yonishu Jayate. What is Moodha Yoni? What will be your thinking? Your thinking will be predominantly, I don't know It's okay. See, if you say, I don't know, it's perfectly okay. Because then I can teach. What will be the mood as tamasi thinking? I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to know. This is a problem. Perfectly. No, I'm perfectly happy with the person who comes and says, I'm sorry, I don't know. That means the mind is receptive to learning. It is not a tamasa yoni. The tamasa yoni, I don't care yet. Give work, let him die. So what? Tamasa yoni. Tamasa yoni is mindless, totally mindless. Okay, no reflection. Okay, animal welfare activists. Dogs should be protected. All dogs should be, no strays should be killed. They should be protected. What will you do? I will feed them bourbon biscuits and throw them on the streets. Government should protect. And they have a conference. And I ask them, "Hey, what is your main dish today? Chicken 65, sir. Mooda yoni. And chicken 65 is coming and sacrificing itself into the broiler, I suppose. And offering itself to you. Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. You are Ishvara. The chicken is coming and offering itself. And what's for lunch? Paya. Huh? And what do they talk about? Animal. Absence of cruelty to animals. This is what they talk about. They are Mudayoni. Confused, deluded, mindless. Okay? He talks about this. Achha. Let's see what he says in 16. Karmana sukrita yahuhu satvikam nirmalam phalam. Karmana sukritasyahuhu satvikam nirmalam phalam. Rajastu phalam dukkham ajnanam tamasah phalam. Very clear, no? Easily understood. Easily understood. Karmanaha sukritaha ahuhu. And people, no? People, enlightened ahuhu means say. Sukrita. Sukrita means people who are predominantly involved in good karma, sattvika karma, sukrita karma, ahuhu. What do they say? Karmanaha, sattvika karmanam, sattvika karmanaha will give you nirmalam phalam. The results of actions done with a sattvic predominant mind will give you conflict free results. Are you motivated to do sattvika phalam? What is sattvika phalam? Cheerfulness, positivity, hope. I saw a movie in which says, I hope, and hope is the best thing. So when somebody says, I am going to, this is the beauty of astrology. You should you should study astrology for this. You are now going through 7.5 Shani. Oh, you will have Sharira Pida, Manasa Pida, Sampatti Pida. Huh? Oh. If you do puja to Anjaneya, if you do puja to Hanuman, Anjaneya, if you do puja to Ganesha, if you do Tirtha Yatra, at the end of it, it will all be all right. What a prediction. I went to that person and I stood Sashtanga Namaskar. Okay? This is Nirmala Phalam because you are a Sattva Purusha. You have faced some challenges in life. You will go through this pida, you will go through that pida, you will that pida. At the end of it, everything will be all right. What a So if you are predominantly sattvic, if your thought process is predominantly sattvic, the phalam will be nirmala phalam, conflict free. You will be, even if you are going through pain, what will be your reaction? Okay, stick it, face it. I'll face it. I'll face it. It happens. I don't blame that person. It's okay, it happens. He didn't do it deliberately. It happened. He was perhaps, the person will go further and say he was perhaps under the pressure of tamasa guna. He was a Muda. That's why he heard me. So Nirmala Phalam. Then Rajastu Phalam Dukkham. See, Dukkham doesn't mean pain all the time. You have to understand Dukkham here as Rajastu Phalam Sukham Dukkham together. Sukham will come. Okay? Sukham will come. Piche Dukkham will also come. Okay? You will buy a terrific gizmo, a terrific product. There will be a small line. No guarantee for all this. And that's what you will be using maximum. Guarantee will be for things which are not under your control. Whatever is under your control, no guarantee for that. That is the dukkha phalam. So Rajoguna will give you dukkha phalam. You would have done some great work. No appreciation. Common, no, for all of us. However, everybody wants appreciation. And then you have, and then the worst part, look at how dukkham works. It's all, everything is, you would have all gone through all this. You would have gone on stage and given a superlative performance. Again, there'll be an expert there. How did you sing? Yeah, okay. You feel so let down. You know, this person is supposed to be an expert, and I've put my heart and soul into this song, and this fellow says, "Oh, okay, so your song." That is okay. I'm able to take it. I'll go outside, have some chai, samosa. I will get better. Now comes the next singer, who is Apaswaram reborn. No tal, no sur, no laya, no bhav, no voice. This fellow will get up, hug him, and say, "What a lovely singing." Yadan dukkam. You know, you will start questioning your own understanding of humanity. Sukham will come, along with that, dukkham will also come. Rajoguna. So, rajasastu karmana phalam dukkham. And what is the phalam of tamasaguna? Tamasaha phalam ajnanam. Ignorance, and all ignorance janana janita products. What is ignorance? Ignorance means you can, you are ignorant, you don't know what is happening. Ignorance leads to also, feel of self-criticism, self-loathing. So this is the phalam generated by attitudes with which you approach the karma. That is verse number 16. Let's look at verse number 17. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. See, every word you will understand. You are all accomplished students now. All of you are Uttamadhikaris. So even as I am reading the verse, you will understand the meaning. Sattvat samjayate jnanam rajaso lobha evacha pramado mohau tamaso bhavato jnanameva cha bhavata ajnanameva cha. Okay, that's how you have to break. So sattvat samjayate jnanam. When you are sattva jnana predominant, when your inquiry, when you are seeking is sattva jnana predominant, sattva guna predominant, what is the result? Jnanam. It generates jnanam. Sattvat samjayate jnanam. What is the meaning of this life? A sattva guna pradhana person inquires. Okay, the person, what will be the jnanam? Perhaps I don't know. I must seek from a guru. Or you will go to Mundakopanishad, you will say, you will read Pariksha Lokan Karmachitan Brahmano Nirvedam Ayat Nasti Akrita Kritena Tad Vigyanartham Gurumeva Abhigachet. So for knowing an answer to this, what is the purpose of my life? Why don't I get satisfaction from what I do? I must seek out a jnani. Sattva guna pradhana inquiry will generate jnanam and lead you to right paths of inquiry. Rajaso lobha evacha. What is the purpose of life? Make as much money as possible before telling the world that money doesn't give happiness. Rajas. Make money, man. Only then people will respect you. Raju. Kridam. And I can have it on the same day. It is not meant for judging anybody. It is meant for just knowing that these things can happen. That is the way things are. It is not meant for judging. And what is the tamoguna? Pramadaha. Yeah, what is the point in living, man? At the end of the day, you have to die. So what's the point in living? And you compose poems also in that. There's a poem I read. The person says, if I had known that this is the very purpose, this is the lot of me, I would have destroyed myself in the womb itself. What a composition. And people say, wow, wow, and it got an award. Tamasa. Pure tamas. If I had known this is my suffering, I would have destroyed myself in the fetus itself. He can't make it. Sorry. Ajnanamevacha. So Satvat Sanjayate Jnanam Rajasaha Lobha Evacha Pramada Mohau Pramada and Mohau go together. Okay? Casualness will give you delusion also. They go together. Pramada Pramaya Pramada Mohau Bhavato Ajnanamevacha. Ajnanam will come. This is the product of Tamo Guna. Okay. Let's read. We will see, read one more. And then, because the subject changes after that. Urdhvam gachanti satvastha. Urdhvam gachanti satvastha. Madhye tishtanti rajasaha. Jaganya gunavrittistha. Adho gachanti tamasaha. Okay, very easy words now. Urdhvam gachanti satvastha. Tha means established, rooted in. Grahastha, one who is established in a graha. Vanaprastha, one who has left all this and wants to live a more frugal life. So, tha means one who is established. Urdhvan gachanti sattvastha. One who is established in sattva guna, urdhvam gachanti. I'll give you an example of this. Okay. Madhye tishtanti rajasaha. The others are in the middle. Okay. Jaganya adho gachanti tamasa. Worst possible lower order will be the lot of the tamo guna. Let's say you pour a liquid into a glass, and after some time it settles into three layers. The layer which is light, okay, which dominates the top, will be free from all kinds of impurities. It will it will settle at the top. With a limited amount of impurities, it will settle in the middle. All the impure stuff will settle at the bottom. We have to see this a little differently. It might extend into the next session also. See, our body is made up of three divisions as though Sthula Sharira, physical body, Sukshma Sharira, subtle body, Karana Sharira, the causal body, not casual body, causal body. Sthula, Sukshma, Karana Sharira together forms this BMS. When the Sukshma Karana Sharira, okay, the MS complex, find the bee is no longer fit for further journey, it drops the bee. It's called death. Say you are in a car, you are going somewhere, the car does not go beyond the point where you want to go. What will you do? Get off the car. The Sukshma Karana Sharira has a journey to accomplish. So when the car is not fit for further travel, it will drop. That is called death. It is called, that's why very often people use left the mortal. I mean, the mortal remains. No? Whatever is mortal remains for disposal. The Sukshma Karana moves, it travels. It travels in the ether, it goes to a loka, it goes to several lokas, and in those lokas, what happens? Okay. There is, the pramana is only the Vedas. The Vedas say this. It is a non-verifiable belief. Okay. So there is no point in dismissing my belief, your belief, because you have no means to dismiss my belief. I have no means to dismiss your belief. You have to only check, and then will it logically fit and all. You say, I saw this happening, I saw this happening, all just imagination. Perhaps you saw something, purely subjective. Somebody will say, I saw my father's Atma rising and going. The fellow must have had a drink too many. Okay, I don't take all this serious. Okay. It says, the Pramana says, it is a belief, and the belief system says this is what happens. Is it good for you or bad for you? That's all you have to check. You want to subscribe to or don't subscribe to, it's your business. But as a Vedic system, as a Vedic student, I want to see whether it's useful for me. He says, when that dropping of the body happens and the Sukshma Karana Sharira moves, the Sattva Purusha Urdhvam Gachanti goes to higher lokas. Useful for you or not? It goes to Swargaloka. It goes to various Punya Loka, gathers Punya experiences, pleasant experiences. Madhye Tishtanti Rajasaha. The action oriented, activity oriented, obsession oriented buddhi, antakarana, sukshma karana sharira is here only, it doesn't go anywhere. Where do you go? You will only be here. Where? From Pursavakam you will end up in Oteri. I gave some two examples of Chennai, that's all. From traffic jam in Bombay, you will end up in traffic jam in Mysore, in Bangalore. Jam is your lot. Traffic small is your lot. Okay? So, Madhye Tishtanti. See, this fellow, Sattva Gachati. Gachanti, he moves. Madhye Tishtanti. You stay where you are, running for staying at the same place. Struggle continues. Sansara continues. Now, what happens to the Tamoguna? Jaganya adhogachanti. They end up as worms, amoebas, in human yoni and in animal yoni. Okay, it is said. There is one Garuda Purana, if you read all this is said. Don't ask me whether it is true or not. It is a belief. It is the belief system is there everywhere. If you believe in God, if you believe in what the prophet says about God, you will go somewhere and you will enjoy the company of so many number of people. Okay. In another belief system, they say if you believe in that, if you do this, you will end up in a place where you can have bread and wine and eternal supper with the Lord. And what happens to others? They will be pushed to hell. And what happens to others? There will be a land called limbo. Na yaha, na baha. You will be struggling here and there. Na idhar ke, na udhar ke. It is stated in very many belief systems. That's what he highlights here. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha. मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति रजसाः जगन्य गुणवृत्तिस्था अधौ गच्छन्ति तामसाः अधौ गच्छन्ति, you will end up in the lowest of yonis. We can do a 7-day program only on this, but we only understand whatever is your predominant characteristic, that will be the route that one will take in, is a that will determine the purpose of your life. If you are a sattva guna pradhana person, you will be led towards satsanga, and you will ask questions like moksha. You will say, you will do lots of shravana, manana, nididhyasanam. If you are a rajas oriented person, you will want to do so many activities. This yoga, that yoga, standing on my head, standing on one leg, standing on one arm, astral travel. Even in spirituality is there. Spiritual rajas. I want to do astral travel. And to do what? I want to do astral travel. I want to unfold Kundalini. That will be one lot. Tamoguna, I want to eat, have all sense pleasures, sleep. Wake up, have more pleasure, sleep. Charuaka. Arey, life is short, man. Enjoy. Is this not time? So this is an indication. Forget about sitting on judgment on how others think. Let us, it is meant for the Uttama Adhikari. Are you predominantly positive? Are you predominantly hopeful? Do you predominantly see life and its positivity around? Then you will be led to moksha. And moksha will come to you only through the association with a Mahapurusha. You will be led to a Mahapurusha, or the Mahapurusha will come to you. Krishna came to Arjuna because he was a Sattva Guna Pradhana person. He did not go to Duryodhana. He went to Duryodhana, but Duryodhana did not recognize. He went to Bhishma, even Bhishma didn't recognize him, did not ask him for Atma Vidya. So Arjuna alone asked for. So this is the indication of this verse number 17, 18, verse number 19 onwards. We will see in our next session. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनीं देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हो। स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो। स्वामी आत्मतृप्तानंद महाराज की जय हो। सब संतों की जय हो। ओम नमः शिवाय। We'll meet again next week. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.